大家好，我是 Sirant 在中国. Hey everyone, it's Sirant in China. How y'all doing today? I hope you're having a fantastic day. Boy, things are getting crazy and weird over here. Topsy-turvy is the term of the day. There are great things coming though. Please bear with me. I may miss a video upload here and there. My schedule may not be as normal as it usually is, but that's simply because I'm starting a new career. And because of that, I'm moving, so I've got so much going on right now. I'm trying my best. Bear with me. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, by the way. I've been receiving a few little tips from people on WeChat and PayPal and on Super Thanks. Thank you so much. I really do truly appreciate it. This is still a small channel, and that helps tremendously. It feels good to be appreciated. Hey, and if you want to leave me a little tip, people, don't forget there is a Super Thanks button below, and in the description I've got links to my WeChat and my PayPal if you want to drop me a couple bucks to buy a cup of tea. Shit. Anyway, let's get on to today's video, which is a little bit of a different one because today I'm just doing a Q&A. Answering some questions that I've been asked multiple times in the comments, so I thought I would address them all at one time and share the answer with everybody. So now one of the questions I've been getting a lot is, why don't I talk about the situation in Europe, South America, Korea, other Asian countries, etc. when making comparisons in my videos? Why do I typically only compare China, Canada, and sometimes the United States? Well, simply put, my videos are based on personal experiences and observations, period. I have firsthand knowledge of those topics in either Canada, China, or United States, and therefore I feel qualified to speak about that. However, for me to speak about other countries, other situations that I haven't experienced personally, I feel that's a slippery slope. And I'd have to go online and look up information that's being provided by somebody else. And honestly, in my belief, that's how fake news and false news is not only spread, but that's how people get that kind of news. So I would much prefer to share my own personal experiences and personal observations as opposed to just guessing. For example, how the school system works in Germany compared to China. I would have no idea. What are the highway rest stops like in Guatemala in comparison to China? Not a clue. I could look it up online, but it wouldn't be the same as actually experiencing it, so I tend to avoid it. Now, another question I get is, why don't I do more overall analysis of larger topics like the economy of China, the political structure in China, the housing crisis, the overall salary structures, etc., etc. I'd love to be able to do that, but once again, this channel is about my experiences specifically as an expat, living and retiring, though not retiring as soon as I thought I was apparently, in China. Now, it's not a channel for far-reaching documentaries telling the whole issue. As much as I'd like it to be, I am a one-man show. I do all my own recording, my own editing, my own reviewing, uploading, preparation, reviewing and answering of comments, etc., etc., etc. I don't have a team of people working for me. It's just this guy right here. So I'd love to be able to provide all of that in-depth data, facts, and statistics, but I just simply don't have the resources to do it. And it would make my videos 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes or longer, which for the kind of videos that I'm making is really, I think my viewers wouldn't stick around long enough to make it worthwhile. But you know, it's just a humble little channel about a crazy old expat living in China and my own personal experiences, and that's kind of the way I want to keep it. I want to keep it low-key and personal, as opposed to, you know, hard facts and data. Maybe in the future, but for now, I'm going to keep it as is. Another thing that I've seen mentioned is, why don't we see the hate messages and comments that you mentioned in past videos? Well, Simply put, YouTube and myself filter the comments before you see them. Now, I don't filter every comment and wait for my approval for it to go online. However, YouTube is quite good at looking for hate speech, violence, pornography, vulgarity, swearing, things like that. And whenever it finds something like that, it will automatically put it into a folder on the side for me to look at and approve or disapprove. Though I'm sure if the hate speech was bad enough that Google or YouTube would just delete it. It would be pointless. They wouldn't even want me posting it. But I also have a range of keywords set up so that if any of the comments that you or others are making have those keywords in them, then it will be put off to the side pending my approval before I put it onto the channel. Now, the reason I do this is I find a lot of the hateful messages tend to contain certain words like commie, shill, CCP, propaganda, etc. Now, that's not to say every comment that uses one of those words is a bad comment. So when I see a comment that is actually genuinely good comment, I will approve it. However, if somebody's just going to say, blah, blah, you stupid commie loving, blah, blah, shill, blah, blah, CCP, I'm just going to get rid of it. It's not worth my time to fight with these people or to argue with them. I will just disprove that comment and away they will go. Problem solved. What do you actually do to those people who leave those hate comments? Well, people have said, do you block them? And I can honestly say, no, I do not. It's not that I necessarily don't want to block them. It's because I can't. YouTube has taken away the functionality from content creators to block people from their channels, but we can hide them. So what this means is a person who leaves hateful messages, they will go off, they'll be filtered, and then I'll have to approve their message. And when I see that this is not the kind of person I want commenting on my channel, just because I don't want people to feel upset, I don't want people trying to start fights or become argumentative on the channel, so I just would rather not see their comments and not share their comments. So when I click hide this user, it's a beautiful thing because it actually stops them from posting comments on the channel, but only to everybody else. So they can keep coming back and watching my videos. They can keep writing hateful, terrible, blah, blah, I hate this, blah, commie, pig, blah, blah, shill, government, all they want. And they're going to see their own comments, but nobody else will. It's a beautiful situation. I think it's kind of poetic justice to think about these people watching my videos and going, and getting all worked up about the content of my videos, never knowing that nobody's going to see those comments unless they watch this video. And then anyway, let's move on. I have come across a situation where people are saying, hey, my comments aren't showing up, or I'm unsubscribed, what did you do? I didn't do anything, friends. If you're not seeing your comments, that doesn't mean I hid you. If I hid you from the channel, you would still see your comments, just nobody else would. Now, I do have the option to remove certain comments without hiding somebody, but I've never used it. Typically the comments that I find that offensive, I just would prefer to hide the user and not have to deal with them anymore. I honestly don't think I can manually unsubscribe anybody from the channel. I don't think that's possible. I think that this is simply a glitch. I've heard of this happening, and it has happened to me as well, but I've heard of this happening on other channels where people will just mysteriously be unsubscribed from your channel. For example, you'll have 10,005 subscribers one day and then 9,600 the next. I have no idea how that works. I honestly do think it is a glitch. I have seen through Reddit posts and things like that other people are having this problem, and YouTube has stated that it is a glitch and they're working on it, but I promise you, I'm not trying to get rid of you. I'm really not. And if it does happen to you, I'm very sorry it happened, but please just hit that subscribe button again. And if you do notice your comments disappearing, send a follow-up comment and say, hey, what happened to my last comment? Because then if I see it and you see it, we'll know that you haven't been hidden from the channel. I talked about this a little bit. So what kind of topics do get hidden from the channel? Racist, vulgar, hateful, violent, things like that. Some of the keywords I use are shill, commie, propaganda, CCP, and then the common swear words. You know, because anybody that uses the word shill is not saying it in a friendly way. That's people accusing me, by the way, if you're not sure what a shill is, that's people accusing me of taking money from the Chinese government to make these videos. I get between 1,000 and 3,000 views on average on my videos. I sincerely doubt the Chinese government's going to pay me anything for those 3,000 views, but it's an interesting idea. But if you're using profanity, swear words, things like that, YouTube is going to stop those comments. If you're using any of my keywords or links, I also don't allow links to be shared on the channel and in the comments, simply because a lot of spammers and scammers will post fake links or links to dangerous, malicious websites, and I'd prefer just to avoid that altogether. However, if you do want to share a link, by all means do so. It will be filtered and I will go and look at it, and if it turns out to be okay, I will share it with you. Now, another question I get here, and this is a big one, and it's kind of a weird one in my opinion, but I'll discuss it anyway, and that is, why don't I talk about the negative aspects of China and the Chinese government? Why don't I put more emphasis on that like a lot of the other YouTube channels? Honestly, my channel is about my personal experience. My experiences in China for the past 20 years have been primarily good experiences. I have loved my life here. I have learned the culture. I have taken time to learn the language, to become comfortable here. And that's why most of the experiences I have here are good. I'm not involved in a lot of the more negative aspects of any culture, not just Chinese culture. I'm not a big drinker. I don't go to bars. I don't look for trouble. I don't hang out with bad people. So I typically don't have the same kind of bad experiences that other people have had. And plus, there are a ton, literally a ton, of politically motivated channels out there who criticize or poke fun of China. They do nothing but try to bring China down, because there's a lot of haters out there. There's a lot of racists out there. There's a lot of bigots. There's a lot of people that are still feeling the after effects of the Cold War, where people were taught communism is bad, communism is evil. And yet, if you were to ask these people why, they couldn't give you an answer. They have no idea why they hate China. They just know that they're supposed to. And so I'm not going to get myself mired into that world at all. My videos are about my day-to-day life and positivity, the happiness that I enjoy and experience while living in China. So if you're looking for an anti-China site, like I've had people say, oh, I hope you share some of the negative experiences you have in China. No, that's not what this channel is all about. I don't plan on doing that. If that's something you're looking for, there are lots of other channels out there that can help you with that. This is about positivity. This is about having a good life, living my best life, and sharing that life with all of you and answering your questions. Now, as the channel continues to grow and change, please feel free to comment and ask me more questions. I love to answer them. I do spend a lot of time going through the comments, trying to answer as many of the questions as possible and respond to many of them. And if it's something that's important to you, urgent, or a private matter that you don't want to discuss in the general comments, by all means, feel free to drop me an email from the address in the channel description on the About page. There is an email address there. You're welcome to use it. I'll be happy to help you out or address any concerns you might have. I don't want this video to go on too long, but there are big changes coming. Big. I'm moving to a new part of town that is dramatically different from this one. I'm going to start working in a factory, people, not in a high-end posh school somewhere, not in a fancy training center. I am working in a factory where I am going to be the only white guy, not just in the factory, in the entire neighborhood. I am sure of it, and it is going to be wild. So look forward to some channel updates coming very soon, but for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for joining me today. 谢谢你. I hope I answered a few of the questions that some of you have been asking quite a few times, and I have lots more information to share moving this month. So like I said, the uploads could be a little spotty, but I'm going to do my best to make sure that I'm giving you guys as much entertainment and fun as possible. And man, oh man, I can't wait to show you the new neighborhood that I'm living in, the new neighborhood that I'm working in, and the just crazy, off the hook life in the factory. Take care, everyone. See you in the next video.